let's see here. So today I'm Allison. I'm the town clerk for the town of Pomfret in Chautauqua County. I've been with the town for 12 years. I've obtained my RMC in 2014 and it was renewed in 2019. I also have my certified municipal clerk designation, which I obtained in 2017. I'm currently working on my MMC. I serve as the chair for IIMC and the NYSTCA board and also handle the membership. Today, I'm going to kind of go through the ins and outs of all of these acronyms and what association they belong to and what they mean. I'm going to speak about each association separately so that we can keep everything organized and hopefully keep everyone on track. I do know that there's the question and answer box. I do have it up and I can monitor it kind of while I go through my PowerPoint. Any questions, or if you have a mic and you can speak, please feel free to ask throughout the presentation. I really want everyone to get their specific questions answered if you have them, rather than just kind of me speaking and going through the PowerPoint. So I'm going to start with the New York State Town Clerks Association. Our association is made up of 10 districts within the state. Each district has a handful of counties in which it represents. Through the association, each district has been assigned 2 town clerks who represent that district, and they act as a liaison between their counties within their district and the association. I've listed here on the PowerPoint each of the districts. There are 10, and for District 1, the counties of Suffolk and Nassau are the 2 counties related to that district. I also have a map to share to kind of break it out. I did not color this. I can't take credit for the staying in the lines on this one. But this just kind of maps out where you can see within the state which counties lie within the district. Also representing our state association are NYSTCA officers. The very top, we have President Susan Haig. She's the town clerk for the town of Austerlitz. We have first vice president, the first one on the second row, Bambi Avery. She's the town of Dryden. Our second vice president is Lizbeth Boo Fumagalli. She's the town of Bedford. Our third vice president is Marie Little. She's the town of Royalton. Our secretary at the bottom, the first one is Tammy Vizos, town of Huron. Our treasurer, Linda Laird, town of Eastchester. And our ex officio, who is Lisa Cooper. These make up our executive officers for the state association. So within our state association, we offer a program which certifies you the title of registered municipal clerk. And this is bestowed upon any town or deputy clerk who's acquired points in education and experience. This program is to help promote the education of our clerks, enhance our job performance, and lets the public know that we are vested in being up to date with all things related to our job and that we continue our education. All first-time applicants and those renewing are recognized at the annual conference and in the NYSTCA recorder each year. So part of the RMC, we help promote the image of the clerks in our profession. It helps clerks market their skills to the public and to their residents. And it ensures the public that RMCs are required to possess at least a minimal level of competence to, one, obtain the certification, and then also renew it in the 5 years that it's due. So for first time examples, let's see here. For those applying for this designation for the RMC first time applicants, you have to acquire 50 points in education and 50 points in experience. You must be a member of the New York State Town Clerks Association for a minimum of 3 years. You can either be a town clerk, or deputy clerks can also put in the work and attain trainings to become a registered municipal clerk. You have to affirm the state association's code of ethics, and the first time application fee is $75. The RMC certification, like I said, is valid for 5 years from the time that it's approved. This does need to be renewed every 5 years if you intend on using the RMC title. The Code of Ethics is a document which is included in the application that you sign for NYSTCA membership. It does include all members. Well, to be a member of the New York State Town Clerks Association, which is one of the requirements for 3 years, that is a $75 annual fee, and it does include all members of your town. So if you renew your membership with the New York State Town Clerks Association, that includes your deputies as well. And our membership year runs from July 1st to June 30th. Once you receive your RMC and it's time to renew, you have to accumulate 20 points in education and 20 points in experience. You still have to, the same membership requirement is in place. You can renew if you're a town clerk or deputy clerk. You have to reaffirm the NYSTCA Code of Ethics, and this application fee for renewal is only $30. So examples of education that can be used on your application. Again, for first time, it's 50 points. For renewing, it's 20. You get points for attending your county association meetings. Any college degrees that you may have, that can be used towards your education. Attending the New York State Town Clerks Association conferences, the state regional meetings, any New York State Archive webinars, or the Athenian Dialogues. This full list of education is actually written within the application itself. And each educational training is assigned a point value so that you can kind of keep track as you're going through where you are within that 50 points for new or 20 points for the renewing. For experience, I'm sorry, I just saw a typo in my little PowerPoint here. For experience, the 50 points for first time and 20 points for renewing. Your experience comes from being a municipal clerk, either full or part-time. For deputy clerks, they receive points as well, whether they're full-time or part-time. You get points for any administrative position in local government. You can obtain points by being a NYSTCA Association officer, a district director, or a committee chair. You can receive experience points being a member of your county association, whether as an officer or a member of their committees. And you can also, our experience, I know a lot of us as town clerks wear multiple hats. So you will get points at, for example, if you're water sewer billing clerk, if you're the tax collector, planning and zoning clerk, those can all apply towards points towards your experience. The application, when you send it in with your fee, it has to accompany all of your supporting documentation for your education. So in other words, they don't want you just listing what you've attended. They want to see your copies of your certificates, copies of your college transcripts. You can turn in copies of agendas for your county association meetings. Anything that kind of proves and backs up what you're listing on the application of things that you've attended. For experience, one document that must be included is a copy of your oath of office. And also for experience, you can include copies of your minutes that state your appointment for any position within that town that happened at a board meeting. These application and fees, again, it's $75 for the first time applicant, and it's $30 for the renewal. Our current RMC chair is the NYSTCA secretary, Tammy Bezos. I have her information up here on the screen of where you can send the application fee and supporting documentation to. I spoke with her yesterday and asked if this information can be sent electronically, and she said absolutely. So once you fill out your application, you sign it, you can scan all of your supporting documentation and just send that in an email and then send the check separately to her for the application. Anyone have any questions in regards to the state association or the RMC at this point? Okay. So moving on from the state association, we have another association that's available to us as municipal clerks, and it's the International Institute of Municipal Clerks, also known as IIMC. It's a worldwide organization which is supported by all clerks. So clerks to the board, city clerks, town clerks, village clerks. This is an array and an organization that includes everybody. It is a non-for-profit association which was established in 1947. It provides networking and advanced education to achieve one or both of the two designations that they offer. Their goals are to actively promote the continuing educational and professional development. And it's important to understand that IIMC is really focused on your professional development as a clerk, and they focus on leadership within your municipality. So the two certifications that are offered through IIMC is the CMC, which is a certified municipal clerk, and the MMC. MMC is Master Municipal Clerk. Both of these designations are about a 3-year commitment, and they provide advanced education with concentration in professional development and leadership. Both of the programs have exceptional education classes. Again, the professional development and networking worldwide. They too hold a conference every year, which you can attend, and it will give you points towards their education requirements. This year, actually next week, the conference is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It is in person this year, and there's been a lot of changes. I will be attending, so I'm looking forward to getting back and being with fellow clerks. The IIMC does have a president that's nominated by IIMC members. This year's president, her name is Mary Johnston. She's the clerk to the council for the city of Westerville, Ohio, which is north of Columbus. So I'm going to go through each designation individually. The first one is the certified municipal clerk. The application for CMC requires 60 points in education and 60 points in experience. You have to be a member of IIMC for a minimum of 2 years. You have to affirm their code of ethics. And there's actually 2 parts to this application. So the first is the admission application form, which enrolls you into the CMC program. This fee is $50 and it's non-refundable. So when you are thinking or you make that commitment that you want to go for your CMC, your first step is to actually fill out the admission application, and then it enrolls you into the CMC program. So anytime you attend anything and you turn in your certificates, they know that it's for the CMC program. The second is the application, which actually includes all of your supporting documentation, and it will list all of your attendance to IIMC approved classes, Athenian Dialogues, or conferences. The final application fee that you submit with your supporting documentation is $75. So the total certified municipal clerk designation is $125. The admission fee has to be paid at the time that you enroll, and it's non-refundable, but the rest of that fee you can pay in increments, monthly, quarterly, but by the time you're ready to send in all of your supporting documentation with your actual CMC application, that's when the final and the rest of the amount owed is due. When the CMC designation is awarded, you receive a lapel pin and certificate. You can have your certificate placed on a plaque, which IIMC does for you, and that's an additional $40 cost. I took a picture of mine that's up in my desk because I did pay extra for the plaque, and they did a really nice job mounting it. Looks very professional. It protects the certificate, and it's obviously nice to display in your office so that everybody can see. The education points through IIMC are very strict. They will award 1 point per 2 hours of an IIMC approved class. And these education classes can't just be from anywhere. They're very strict that they are approved first by IIMC. The second designation is the Master Municipal Clerk. This is their highest designation. It's kind of the most prestigious. To apply or begin the MMC program, you do have to have your CMC in good standing to be able to move forward to the MMC program. All of your education points with your MMC have to be obtained and dated after your CMC designation. So in other words, you can't use any education points that you used for your CMC. The MMC education points must be dated after your CMC designation. So for example, I obtained my CMC in June of 2017. All of my training and participation in classes for my MMC all have to be dated after 2017 or they're not accepted. And for your MMC for experience, you need 40 points. IIMC for experience is really looking to have you further your involvement with county and or state association as an officer position or being a chair of a committee. You'll receive points for being on just a committee, but if you're a chair of that committee, those points weigh a lot heavier than just being a member. Other experiences include being a teacher or a trainer at an IIMC recognized institute or being a member of the IIMC board. The application fee for MMC is a little more expensive. It's a total of $400. So again, you're going to go through the two-part application process. You're going to submit your admission application fee, which is $50 non-refundable, and that has to be turned in at the time you enroll into the MMC program. And then again, the remaining $350 you can pay quarterly, you can pay once yearly, but it does need to be paid in full at the time that you submit your application with all your supporting documentation. They too also the $40 addition for their plaque, and you receive a lapel pin as well with the MMC designation. So getting into where you can obtain education points for your CMC or MMC, both of these designations, you can receive points by attending the newly established New York State Municipal Clerks Institute. We also refer to this as NYSTCA to shorten it up because it can be a tongue twister if you have to say it in full each time. This institute was, as I said, newly created, just up and running last year. It is newly improved by IIMC, which means any classes that are offered through NYSTCA, you will automatically have points to put towards your CMC or MMC. It's already been approved. So anything that's offered through this institute, you don't have to worry if they're going to be eligible or not. They are. We've been approved by IIMC. The NYSTCA is in collaboration with the New York State Town Clerks Association, the New York State City and Village Clerks Association, the Rockefeller College of Public Affairs and Policy, which is within the University of Albany. Our director is Eugene Monaco. I can't say enough about this gentleman. He's been great to work with. He's a wealth of knowledge, very professional. I hope next year, if you're planning on attending or getting into one of these designations, that we'll be able to meet him. You'll be able to meet him in person. The NYSTCA Institute also has been offering online courses, which have been $50 per course. It's a 2-hour course, so that equates to 1 CMC or MMC education point. We offer these classes in the spring the fall and the spring of this year, and then we just did another round because of the feedback and the expression of need to want to hold more online classes. So we are going to continue throughout the year to offer these classes, and these are going to be advertised within the state association, that they'll be coming up, and it's always like an e-blast through NYSTCA, giving you the information of where you can register. NYSTCA, we also offer a summer institute, which is normally held in person, but due to COVID last year, we had to cancel it altogether. And this year we are going all virtual. The in-person is usually held in July, usually the second week of July each year. This year, since we're all virtual, it's going to be the 2 weeks from July 12th through the 19th. And it's the weeks of July 12th and the 19th. So this means July 12th, starting that Monday, every morning from 8:30 to 12:30, there's going to be instruction, whether you're in the CMC track or the MMC track, and then it's the same schedule for the week of July 19th. You do have to attend both weeks. It's not an option to attend one or the other. It is a 2-week package for you to obtain the 40 credit hours. The 40 credit hours equates to 20 educational points, because remember, IIMC, it's 1 point per 2 hours of instruction. In addition to the online classes in the Institute, we also offer Athenian Dialogues. Athenian Dialogues are strictly housed and have been created through IIMC. The dialogues explore leadership principles and practice by a roundtable discussion. So basically, you're assigned an IIMC approved book. You purchase the book, you read the book, and then you get together and you discuss this with the other participants that have signed up for that dialogue. An example is, I just took an Athenian last month, and it was the Green Lights book by Matthew McConaughey. So we read the book prior, met via Zoom, and we discussed the book and the leadership style and skills that are portrayed in that book, and we relate it back to how it helps us in our jobs as a municipal clerk. Ashley DeLassy, she is the IIMC Education contact. So really anything CMC, MMC, Athenian Dialogues, she's the girl to go to. She's amazing. She is quick to respond, and she really points you in the right direction or answers any questions that you need. For the applications for for CMC, which is your certified municipal clerk, or MMC, are all available on the IIMC website. Their website is very thorough. It's very user-friendly. If I haven't answered any questions, or if I can't get to it, I would just refer you to that website, because that's how put together it is. It's quite impressive. We do offer scholarships to attend IIMC, either Athenian Dialogues or for your CMC or MMC. So the New York State Town Clerks Association this year, because of canceling conference last year, we had a little extra money. So we are giving 2 $400 scholarships to 2 participants that are working towards their CMC. This money will go towards, you can use it either towards the online classes or for the Summer Institute. We're also giving 2 $400 scholarships to participants that are pursuing their MMC. The deadline to apply for these is fastly approaching. It is May 15th, and the application can be found at the NYSTCA website. IIMC, they have a division within their organization that's called the IIMC Foundation. This foundation is strictly for education, education grants. So they give out money to those in each of their region for those seeking their CMC or MMC. The deadline for this is already passed for this year. I've applied and I've received 2 of their scholarships to help towards the cost of the Summer Institute, and it's tremendously helpful, because the institutes aren't cheap, because usually they include all of your materials, the speakers, your food, and your housing. This year it's going to be obviously cheaper because we don't have to accommodate for housing or food, so it'll be at a discounted price. And their application for next year, if you're thinking about attending, that can be found on their website as well. I just threw a ton of information. I tried to keep it as simple as possible. Are there any questions that I can answer? If you can't right now, I'm going to put up my contact information. Please email me or call me with any question. No question is too small or stupid. I know when I first went for my CMC, navigating it on my own was a little tough. So that's why I'm trying to work and putting the information out there and kind of breaking it down between each program and how to obtain that.